Coach Greg, and in today's video, Brently G's hit a plateau and he's about to make a huge mistake. And so he's got his weight down to as low as 458 pounds, but then his weight seems to go up and he can't figure out why. Well, the answer is if you're not losing weight, it's because you're eating at maintenance. And to continue to lose weight, you have to be in a calorie deficit.
I'm trying to stay in a calorie deficit, and everybody agrees pretty much universally that calorie deficits are the best way to lose weight.
It's the only way to lose weight. And so no matter what, it's always going to come down to calories in, calories out. I don't know how many thousands of times I've stated this, but that is the only way you're going to lose weight.
But you see, when I started this journey, I was a lot heavier, and my daily energy expenditure was, I think, 5,200.
And so all you had to do to lose weight was to eat under 5,200 calories. And you might be thinking, there's no way his metabolism was that fast. 5,200 calories? Well, of course it is. The guy was 572 pounds. And even when you gain body fat, that in fact does burn calories. And considering Brently is doing cardio and lifting weights, moving around, then obviously it makes sense that the guy can eat a lot of calories. And so he first started to lose weight very easily. He could eat 3,000 plus calories a day, and he had no problem losing weight. And so to me, that's simply common sense. Brently G at 572 pounds was quite literally 3 times the size of a normal man.
But you see, as you get smaller, and I knew this for a while, but as you get smaller, your daily energy expenditure also gets smaller.
And so as he's continued to lose weight, his daily energy expenditure, he says it's going down. That does in fact make sense. When you're smaller, your metabolism goes down. And so whatever calories you're burning at the start of your diet, it's not going to be the same as the number of calories you're burning at the end of your diet. When you're dieting, your metabolism can in fact go down. Your BMR, the calories you're burning at rest. If you have less muscle tissue, hormones can change. You can most certainly burn fewer calories while at rest. But what's a bigger factor is your NEAT, your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. When you go on a diet on a cut, your body tends to conserve energy. It does this by moving around less, fidgeting less. You basically sit on the couch and don't move nearly as much as when you weren't on a diet. And this is even more prevalent when you're going on a crash diet. If you cut your calories too low, your NEAT is going to go down by a significant margin. And for many people, your NEAT could be 500 or even 1,000 calories a day. Next, exercise. This is where you can make the most significant difference in your daily expenditure. If you're not doing cardio and you start doing cardio, you're going to burn off more calories. And so Brently's daily calorie expenditure, if it was in fact 5,200 at the start, but remember, that's a guess. We don't know if that's exactly the amount. He typed his height, weight, age, and gender into a computer calculator and it stated, this is how many calories you're burning. But we don't know that for sure. How could it possibly know how many calories Brently is burning while running on the elliptical, while getting up out of bed, while going to the gym, lifting weights, and so on? It can't. And so it's an estimate. And so if you stop losing weight, what you need to do is eat fewer calories or burn more of them off. That's the only way to do it. And of course, you can do a combination of both.
I went back to that daily energy expenditure calculator thing online, and I know it's probably not accurate.
Remember, these online calculators, these are the same things that said that Brently G was 45% body fat, when I'm stating based on my laser eye vision, he's closer to 60% body fat, of which I went in detail in a video. Remember, I am not a hater. I am literally trying to help Brently to lose weight.
That my daily energy expenditure has gone from that 5,200 all the way to 2,600.
And does anyone raise your hand think that an online calculator could state that Brently went from burning 5,200 calories a day at 572 pounds to 2,600 calories a day at 458 pounds? Does that make sense? He lost 114 pounds and his metabolism was cut in half? I don't think so. And considering that Brently is lifting weights and doing cardio and weighs 458 pounds, do you really think that he's only burning off 2,600 calories a day? That eating at 2,600 calories is actually maintenance? There's no way this is the case. Brently, very active, moving around, burning calories, and he's 458 pounds. And so what the bigger problem is, Brently G has no idea of the calories he's consuming. He eats 2 meals a day. He has one at lunch and one at supper. And he does not prepare his own meal. His aunt, grandmother cook very high calorie dense meals for him. And so how could he possibly know how much food he's actually eating? It's simply a guess. And so what's happening is his body's naturally eating at maintenance. And so Brently, what's happening right now is that you're eating at maintenance. And so to lose more weight, you have to either eat fewer calories, or you have to do more cardio or move more, increase your NEAT, and so on.
Yeah, I'm switching up my style. I'm going to bring back intermittent fasting.
Now, I'm personally not a fan of it, but it doesn't mean it doesn't work. Whatever causes you to eat in a deficit is ultimately going to allow you to lose weight. And so whatever diet works for you is the diet that you should do. And so Brently wants to eat 2 meals a day. He's going to skip breakfast, his first opportunity for muscle protein synthesis to occur. He's opting to skip that because he wants to wait until lunch to eat his first meal. Perhaps that makes it easier. Eating this way, it's not as ideal as eating 3, 4, or 5 meals a day. It's not going to allow him to build as much muscle, but his main goal is to lose body fat. And if that allows him to stay on his diet, then by all means, I'm 100% in favor of it.
I'm going to not eat until lunch, and I'm going to work out at 10, 11, and then I'm going to eat at 12, dead on 12.
And so he's going to work out around 10 or 11 in the morning. So he's training fasted. As long as he has energy, he can train properly, then there's nothing wrong with that. And immediately after this, he's going to have his egg sandwiches. He states, yeah, there's lots of protein. He likes that. And so by all means, do this. Now remember, I preach eating low-calorie dense foods, to eating a variety of all 4 food groups, to have fruits and vegetables. I preach to eat from my freaking cookbook, and although Brently has my cookbook, he chooses not to eat the meals from it. But remember, in this video, he's asking for advice. What could he do? Well, for me, what he could do is start to eat lower calorie dense foods. Rather than eating what his aunt and grandmother are preparing, he could eat foods that are lower in calories. High calorie dense foods, a little bit of it, has a lot of calories. And if you don't know how many calories in the foods you're eating, how do you know if you're eating at a maintenance, a surplus, a deficit, and so on?
I'm gonna, just coast till supper, and supper. I'm a big supper guy. I got my aunt and my grandmother upstairs. They cook supper for me quite often.
And you know what happens when you do that? Ghrelin, the hunger hormone, it rises dramatically. And so you're going to be extra hungry at supper. And what does that lead to? Well, oftentimes it leads to people who binge eat. They eat massive meals, massive suppers. They can't put the fork down. Why? Well, it all has to do with your hormones. And so if you choose to fast and not eat when you're hungry, ultimately it can be very difficult to put the fork down and to stop eating when you need to. And seeing as those meals at supper time are higher in calories, they're not as satiating, perhaps they don't have as much fiber, as much protein, it's going to be a lot more difficult for Brently to lose weight. And so the reason Cookbook 3.0 and the others work so well is because the meals are higher in fiber, higher in protein, and they're made for the big eaters. High volume, large portions so that you feel full. You're satiated. And the recipes, they taste amazing. I'm sure his aunt and grandmother's cooking is amazing, but likely they are much higher in calories. And so it's going to be a lot harder for Brently G to feel satisfied. And so much more likely to overeat calories. And if he doesn't eat in a deficit, that is why he's not going to lose weight.
And it's always nice. But it's usually a lot of stuff, very calorie heavy.
And you heard it from himself. It's usually a lot of stuff, very calorie heavy. And so how easy it would be for Brently to overeat his entire day's calories in one single meal, in 25 minutes.
Once in a while I goof up, but at the end of the day, at the end of the month, that's always been the plan. I don't eat past 6 o'clock.
And so he says, I don't eat past 6 o'clock. Well, unless I goof up. To me, why not eat when you're hungry? Why suffer the way he is? How long will the willpower last? If you're forcing yourself to only eat within a 6-hour window, 2 meals a day, and you're hungry, how long are you going to be able to sustain this? And so the reason my diets work and why my diet's working for me is because I not only like what I'm eating, I love what I'm eating, and I can eat whenever I want. And on top of that, I'm burning off so many calories by doing cardio because what I did is progressive overloaded my cardio, and now I burn over double the calories I used to burn only a few short years ago. I'm in so much better shape. My resting heart rate is 48 beats per minute. I have increased stroke volume, and I can do cardio at a much faster pace than the majority of people of my age, weight, and so on. Not only that, I take my #1 supplement, GO2 Max, which has been shown in research to make a dramatic improvement in cardiovascular endurance. And it's not just in older people, couch potatoes and so on, it's also in experienced runners. They showed a dramatic improvement in their speed for running, distance, and so on. Interested in GO2 Max? Code Greg, 10% off.
I guess the main thing is the calories thing now, and also with working out.
Absolutely. The main factor is the calories. He's only eating 2 meals a day. The egg sandwich at lunch, we don't know if he's eating 1 or 2 of them. We don't know how many calories in there. We don't know if he's putting on mayonnaise. We have absolutely no idea of the calories. And remember, Brently, I reach out to you all the time in private. Please ask me all the questions that you want. I want to help you on your journey. But if you don't ask questions, well, how can I help you?
I don't know, I've been feeling scrapey in my muscles, you know? Like this, I don't know, I almost feel like I'm dehydrated, but I drink so much water, you know?
And so I just heard Brently G saying he's feeling dehydrated. He can't get as great of a workout, feeling a bit dehydrated. Perilite. This is literally a supplement by Harder Than Last Time made for people who feel dehydrated. It's a hydration formula. The name Perilite stems from the name Pedialyte. Have you ever heard of that? Only I made it better. Not only is this a hydration drink, but it also contains essential amino acids and BCAAs. And so each scoop has 8 grams of protein. And so Brently, rather than fasting and eating only 2 meals a day and saying you're feeling dehydrated, well, of course you are. If your last meal is at 5 p.m. in the evening and you don't eat until noon the next day, by the time you're training at 10, that's quite literally 17 hours without consuming nutrients. Training fasted in the way that you are, that is exactly the reason why I don't prefer to train in that way. If I get up early and I go to the gym and lift weights, I don't have as great of a workout as if I've already eaten. And so my advice to you, please don't skip breakfast. That egg sandwich, you eat that when you wake up. Let's call it 6 or 7 in the morning. Then a couple hours later, whenever, you go to the gym and lift weights, you're going to feel that much better. And add to that Perilite to stay hydrated. I guarantee you're going to feel significantly better in the gym.
I like room temperature water more than cold water. Cold water, you know, hurts my teeth a little bit, so it kind of demotivates me to drink water.
And so perhaps you didn't know this, but drinking cold water burns more calories than room temperature water. And the reason for that is because the body has to then heat up that cold water. And to raise 1 liter of water 1 degree Celsius, you actually burn off 1 calorie. And so drinking 1 liter of water at 7 degrees Celsius to heat that water up to 37 degrees, the temperature of your body, you're actually going to burn off 30 calories just from drinking the water. And that sensitivity you're feeling in your teeth when drinking cold water, it's likely the recession of your gums. Please go and check it out with your dentist. Normally I say go and see your doctor. This time, go and see your dentist. And no, I'm not a dentist, nor am I a doctor.
I drink one of those big jugs every, I don't know, 2 or 3 days. And then I go up, refill it.
Brently is 458 pounds. He drinks a big jug every 2 to 3 days. He most likely should be drinking a big jug daily. And so when he complains of being dehydrated, it may in fact be because he's not drinking enough water.
And if you have any tips or like ideas for, you know, staying under that 2600?
And so he's asking for a tip. Cookbook 3.0. Remember, he asked me, he's sponsored by Coach Greg. He gets it for free. Brently, you want a tip on how to have a lower calories in your diet? Cookbook 3.0. Perhaps your aunt and grandma could make you some of these recipes. And if not, why not try to make some on your own in bulk? These recipes so easy to make that I made them. Think of it. I ain't no chef. I was a teenager dieting for bodybuilding competitions thinking, I can't eat like this. This is a nightmare. And so over decades, I developed these recipes. Please give it a try. Code Greg, 10% off. And in case you bought one of the books in the past, I did send you an email, 50% off if you do in fact want to get Cookbook 3.0. And it's not just a PDF, it's actually available as a hard copy as well.
I don't know if I want to do a 1,000 calorie deficit like I was doing when it was 5,200, because like there's a big difference between eating 3,000 calories and 1,600 calories.
And so, yeah, there is a huge difference between eating 3,000 calories a day and 1,600 calories a day. Do not drop from 3,000 to 1,600. It makes no sense. If you're not losing weight, people, it's not about making dramatic transformations. Try eating 100, 200 calories less. See if that works. Start walking 1 mile more. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be better than you are. Whatever you're doing right now, do a little bit more. Whatever you're eating right now, eat a little bit less. Not night and day changes. Not 3,000 down to 1,600. That makes no sense. That would be a starvation diet. You're going to lose a ton of muscle, hate your life, lower energy levels, lower test levels. Not good. Please don't do that.
I was looking at stuff like how many calories are burned in a certain amount of time, and when I do those 40-minute runs, I think it's set at like I burned 400 calories.
And so when Brently states he goes for 40-minute runs and burns 400 calories, remember, he's talking about the elliptical. And so he's burning 400 calories in 40 minutes. Remember, when I go on my bike ride, I'm burning 1,000 calories in an hour. And so can you see how much easier it is for me to lose weight than for Brently? You can see why I'm able to maintain single-digit body fat. Imagine if Brently were burning off 1,000 calories during his cardio sessions. He's burning 400 calories in a cardio session. If he upped it to 900, that would be an additional 500 calories a day. That's 3,500 calories a week, which is exactly 1 pound of body fat. And so if he could go from burning off 400 calories a day to 900 calories a day, he would quite literally, without changing his diet, lose 1 pound of fat extra per week. That's 52 pounds in a year, all from progressive overloading his cardio. And for most people, 400 calories in an hour, it's not all that bad. But for Brently, seeing as he's 458 pounds, he would only have to walk approximately 1 1/3 miles in 40 minutes to burn all those calories. And so why run when you can literally walk? And if he were to walk on a 15% incline, he's going to burn off double the calories if he walks on the flat. And so if Brently were to walk off 1 mile up a 15% incline, just 1 mile, he would burn off 600 calories. And so perhaps rather than running for 40 minutes on an elliptical or trying to run outside, remember, very heavy wear and tear in the joints, not likely ideal, why not just walk on an incline 15% for 1 mile and you're going to burn off 600 calories. That's 50% more calories than you're burning right now. And it's only 1 mile.
A little while ago, I went outside and I tried to run. I was very bad. I think I ran for 4 minutes before I realized I'm gonna die.
Do you know how impressive it is for a guy of Brently's size to even jog slowly for 4 minutes? And so just so you can truly appreciate this, I weigh 190 pounds. To feel like Brently feels, I would have to run with a man weighing 280 pounds on my back. And so imagine I'm piggybacking the world's strongest man and having to go for a run. That is what it's like for Brently to do cardio on any given day. And so to me, this is incredible. For him to even go for 40 seconds, that would be impressive. And so please don't run. Remember, the exercise you're doing should be appropriate to the level of fitness, your body type, and so on. And so although you might have seen The Biggest Loser, people 500, 600 pounds going for runs, sprinting, that is not healthy. It's not what you should be doing. It's too dangerous. Walking for anyone at this size, that is more than challenging enough. Don't put on added weights. Don't put ankle bracelets on. Don't think that you need to further challenge yourself. Walking slowly is enough.
I think I ran for 4 minutes before I realized I'm gonna die. I have no oxygen in my body.
And so he's not gonna actually die from not having enough oxygen. The problem is you get too much carbon dioxide. Remember, we always say calories in, calories out, but in reality, it's carbon in, carbon out. You ever wonder how you actually lose fat? That fat on your stomach, the fat you're pinching under your skin, when you do cardio, you use up the energy in those fat stores and you breathe it out as carbon dioxide. When you eat food, there are carbon molecules in the foods that you're eating. It gets stored as body fat, as carbon molecules. And when you exercise, you breathe out that carbon dioxide. That's ultimately how you're losing weight. And so just think of it. When you're sitting down watching Netflix, how much are you breathing? Do you notice you breathing very hard? In comparison, run up a flight of stairs. If you want, do it right now. Press pause, run up a flight of stairs. Do you notice you're breathing? You're literally burning off fat, expending calories into the air. You're breathing it out. What did you think? You sweat out your body fat? That you perhaps poop it out? Of course not. You breathe it out. And no, you can't just sit there and breathe more. If you try to do that, you're going to hyperventilate and you won't be able to do it for very long. If you try for 15 seconds, you probably feel lightheaded. You won't feel good. And so you can't just breathe faster than last time if you wanted to lose weight. What you need to do is to move more. When you move more, you use up more energy and you have to breathe it out. That's how it works.
I went out into the pavement and I was like, no, 4 minutes is enough.
And so really a stepping stone to running outside would be, for example, if you were to run in water, because of the buoyancy, you're floating more. That's great for rehabilitation if you have sore knees and so on. That's why people run in water. When you're running on land, there's a lot of pounding on the pavement. Just think of it, 458 pounds each step. That's 458 pounds plus the load, the eccentric load on the muscle, probably well over 1,000 pounds with every single step he takes. And so to me, running a horrible choice for exercise for somebody who is morbidly obese.
Maybe I'll like run carrying a lawn chair, and then I can like run 4 minutes, rest for a little bit, and then run 4 minutes, rest for a little bit.
No, we don't need to do interval training. We don't need to do HIIT cardio. Let's just walk. And if you want a bigger challenge, you can walk uphill. Save the running for when you've lost a significantly greater portion of body fat. Once walking becomes too easy, at that point, then you can add running to your repertoire.
Greg Doucette, he knows the ones that, if you're eating this few calories, you're going to lose this much weight in this many weeks.
Yes, Brently. And so to answer your question, you need to burn off 3,500 calories to lose 1 pound of fat. And so if you eat in a 500 calorie deficit a day, you're going to lose 1 pound of fat. And so if you're actually burning off 2,600 calories a day, of which I think it's significantly higher, and you eat 2,000 calories a day, you're going to lose a minimum of 1 pound of body fat each and every week, which obviously that is great. At your body weight, I think you can lose 1 to 2 pounds of fat a week with absolutely no difficulty. That would be a 500 to 1,000 calorie daily deficit. But remember, I'm basing this on the fact that you're lifting weights and doing cardio, that you're not a sedentary individual. And seeing as you're 458 pounds walking 2 miles on the flat or 1 mile on an incline, 15%, you're going to burn off 600 calories. And so the 2,600 calories you're reporting, that is most likely your BMR, your basal metabolic rate, the amount of calories you're laying if you were in bed all day not moving. But if you add to that your NEAT, your non-exercise activity thermogenesis, for example, you're standing around moving while recording this video, that counts as your NEAT. On top of that, you stated you burn off 400 calories a day while doing cardio and you're lifting weights. And so 2,600 plus the 400 brings up to 3,000 plus lifting weights. Perhaps it's 300 more calories. That's 3,300. And then the extra NEAT calories, recording videos, walking around the house, perhaps mowing the lawn and so on. Perhaps you're up to 4,000 calories. And so I really don't think you need to eat 2,000 calories a day to lose 1 pound of fat a week. To me, the math makes no sense. Remember, I'm telling you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. And so what I think you need to hear is that the foods that you're eating in the evening that are prepared from your aunt and grandma with all the love and they care about you, I do believe that they are very high in calories and that you're consuming more calories than you think. I don't know what the egg sandwich calories are, but please send me photos, send me the ingredients, send me the recipes. I want to help you on your weight loss journey. Hope you learned something. Ending it here. Please go and give Brently G a follow. Help him on his weight loss journey. Nothing but positive vibes from this guy. Wonderful human being. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm, and like this video if you liked it. If you learned something, could you give me a like? And don't forget to watch one of those boops. And of course, Cookbook 3.0 and the other cookbooks. Also, training books, coaching plans by me and my team, the Circle Diet book, as well as the Harder Than Last Time clothing line. Don't forget about GO2 Max and Perilite. Head over to the website, code Greg, 10% off. And until next time, I am out.